Hurry up and wait. One morning, Dragon got up and checked his mail. Mail Mouse had delivered an invitation to a picnic. It was going to happen that afternoon. Dragon was very excited. He loved picnics.
I wonder what I should bring with me.
He pondered.
I'll bring my yo-yo and my hula hoop. And maybe this lamp. No, not the lamp. I should bring my blanket and maybe a hat.
Dragon was just about all set to go on his picnic when he decided he should bring something to eat, since eating was a big part of picnics.
I know. I'll make my special purple potato salad.
He decided. His friends loved Dragon's special purple potato salad, even though they knew he made the potatoes purple by adding mooshed grape goo.
This is going to be a great picnic,
said Dragon. Now Dragon was all set to hurry off to the picnic. The picnic was in the afternoon, but it was still just morning.
Ooh.
The afternoon seemed such a long way away. Dragon had lots and lots of time to wait until the picnic. So, he did the most logical thing.
Ooh.
Dragon decided to eat a tasty snack of carrots, cookies, and catsup. But really slowly. Yes, that would pass the time. Except, how can you eat a snack of carrots, cookies, and catsup slowly? He'd pass the time some other way. Copycat.
Ahoo.
It was still early in the morning, and Dragon needed to pass a lot of time until that afternoon's picnic.
I wonder what I should do.
Then, Dragon saw Cat.
Ooh.
Cat never seemed to have any problem passing the time. Dragon decided to do whatever Cat did.
That will make the time hurry by for sure,
said Dragon.
Ooh.
So Dragon tried to groom his own tail.
Ooh. Whoa.
Dragon had no idea cleaning your own tail could be so tricky. And by now, Cat had moved on. Scratching yourself with your foot was trickier than it looked, too. After Cat finished with her grooming, she did what cats often do. She just sat and did nothing in particular for a long, long time.
Ooh.
Dragon tried just sitting and doing nothing in particular for a long, long time, just like Cat. That was really tricky.
How will I know when I'm done?
Wondered Dragon. Eventually, Cat got tired of doing nothing and needed a nap. Dragon decided that was a good way for him to pass the time, too. He would go back to bed. Snoozing would make the time pass quickly. Except, he wasn't very tired. But, sleeping is a very good way to make time go by. Unless you're not at all sleepy. Dragon decided to get up. Then he decided to do what he usually did right after getting out of bed. he had another good, hearty breakfast. There was still a lot of time before the picnic, after all. Time's a dragon. Dragon was very excited about a picnic he'd been invited to. But it didn't take place until the afternoon, and it was still just mid-morning. So, Dragon passed the time making diddle-diddle-dee-dee-doo sounds. But even though making diddle-diddle-dee-dee-doo sounds is lots of fun, you can only diddle-diddle-dee-dee-doo for so long. Twiddling his thumbs was a good way to pass the time. But soon his thumbs got tired of being twiddled.
I wonder what else I can do. I know. I'll try to tickle myself.
Tickling yourself is a very tricky thing to do.
Cookie, 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 coo.
Most folks can't tickle themselves, no matter how hard they try,
Cookie, cookie, coo.
even with both hands.
Nicky, 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 nicky. Oh. I'll have to try some other way to make the time hurry by. I know.
Exclaimed Dragon.
Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Saying hurry, hurry, hurry while marching in a circle did pass some time. But Dragon got tired of saying hurry, hurry, hurry in a hurry. He decided to spend some time pretending. He decided to pretend he was a cowboy riding a horse.
Yippee-yi-yo-ti-yay! Woohoo! Yippee-yo! Yippee-yi-yo-ti-yay!
It was great fun. But soon his horse got tired. Dragon decided his horse needed a rest. And so did he. How time flies. Dragon had an invitation to a picnic in the afternoon, but it was still morning. Dragon decided since he was going to a picnic, he'd practice picnicking. That would be a very good way to pass the time. Dragon practiced politely saying picnicky things, such as,
Please pass the purple potato salad.
and
Thank you for passing me the purple potato salad.
then he practiced eating politely.
Excuse me.
Said Dragon very politely. Dragon then practiced shooing away the ants.
Bye-bye, ants. This food's not for you. Please go away, you tickly ants.
Dragon discovered when you're not trying to tickle yourself, you actually can tickle yourself.
Oh, come on, ants. It's not funny.
After practicing eating and brushing away ants, Dragon practiced other picnicky things. He practiced playing badminton. He practiced catching a ball. He practiced chasing butterflies.
Come here, you.
He practiced picnicking so much, he suddenly felt very, very tuckered out.
I should lie down and rest before the real picnic.
He decided. All that passing the time had really worn Dragon out. and he fell asleep. He slept for quite a long time.
I wonder who's calling me.
It was Mail Mouse, reminding Dragon that the picnic started in a few minutes and not to be late.
The picnic!
Shouted Dragon. Now Dragon had very little time to get ready. He needed to get his blanket and his hula hoop and his yo-yo and grab his special purple potato salad. Dragon was very pleased with himself. He'd had to wait a long time for the picnic, but he'd come up with so many fun and clever ways to pass the time, it flew by in a jiffy. Dragon decided he was very good at waiting after all. Dragon's Train. One day, Dragon was playing with his yo-yo. But it wasn't quite as much fun as it used to be. And he wasn't very good at any of the tricks. Dragon played with his hula hoop for a while. But soon he got tired and just a bit woozy from wriggling and jiggling his belly.
I need a new toy to play with.
So Dragon drove into town to buy himself a new toy. Dragon was thinking of all the different toys he could get. Ostrich's store had lots of toys.
Whoops! How about a ball? No. A pogo stick? No. Oh. What? A pail and shovel? Oh, croquet set? Ooh. Plasticine! Jacks? A jigsaw puzzle? Oh, a bubble maker!
Dragon was looking for something different.
Different. Oh, I've got just the thing.
Shouted Ostrich.
Isn't it great? Isn't what great?
A train. It was exactly what Dragon wanted. So Dragon drove off to play with his new toy. He couldn't wait to get home. And the train seemed pretty excited about it too. House training. Dragon was very happy with his new toy train. It putt-putted around and around. It was fun to watch the train. But after a while, Dragon got quite dizzy. Dragon decided the train should be allowed to do more than just go around in little circles all day.
There. Now you can explore the house.
Smiled Dragon.
Ooh. Oh no! Maybe you're not quite ready to explore the house on your own.
So Dragon put his new toy train on a leash, at least until it learned to settle down a bit. It was going very well, so Dragon let the train speed up a little. Dragon had no idea it was so hard to train a toy train. Out and about. Dragon was having fun watching his new toy train go back and forth and back and forth. And it was going very well until Ostrich arrived.
Hello, Dragon. I came to see how your train is going.
The train chugged right past Ostrich and out the door.
Oh no! Hold that train!
Shouted Dragon. Dragon's train had never been out of the house on its own before.
Help! Oh.
Dragon's call for help was exactly what Ostrich needed to hear.
Don't worry! I'll save your train!
Ostrich had an idea how to stop train. She could use the garbage can.
Train, stop! Mission accomplished!
Said Ostrich. Dragon thanked Ostrich for her help.
Bye!
And then he realized it wasn't fair to keep his train cooped up inside. Trains were meant to go places. Now the train had lots of space to do what trains do. And it saved Dragon a lot of trips to the kitchen, too.
Thank you, train.
Free at last. Things had gone quite well with Dragon's new toy. The train had learned how to play nicely in the house. It had learned how to play in the yard. But Dragon knew trains traveled all over the place. They didn't just stay in a yard. He decided it wasn't fair to make his train stay put. He knew his train was ready to travel the world.
It's okay, train. You can go explore if you want.
The train was gone for a little while, and then it came back. The next time it went away, it was gone a little longer. But the train always came back. Soon, the train was traveling all over the place. It traveled through the forest. It traveled through town.
Hello.
Soon, the toy train had a regular route it took every day, just like the big trains. And Dragon knew every morning at exactly 10, his toy train would chug up and stop to say hello. The train would give Dragon a little gift he had gathered on his journey. And then head on. It was the best toy Dragon ever had. Dragon's surprise party. One day, Dragon was looking at his calendar.
Today is my birthday. Ooh.
Dragon loved birthdays, so he decided to have a birthday party. Even better, he'd throw himself a surprise birthday party.
Because I love surprises.
Dragon made a list of the friends he wanted to have at his surprise party, and then made another list of party things he would need to get from the store.
Ah.
Because he was planning a surprise party, Dragon had to be very sneaky. He didn't want anyone to guess what he was up to. Dragon decided even if Cat did know he was planning a surprise party, she probably wouldn't tell anyone. Oh, Dragon would need to go into the store to buy the things for his surprise party, but he didn't want Ostrich to know about the surprise just yet. So Dragon wore a costume. Now Ostrich wouldn't know it was him. First, Dragon picked out some presents for himself. Since his birthday party was a surprise, his presents would have to be a surprise too. Cleverly, Dragon covered his eyes so he wouldn't know what he was getting himself.
Oh.
He couldn't wait to open his presents later and find out what he'd bought. Dragon bought some streamers, hats, noisemakers, and balloons for his surprise party.
Oh, having a party, Dragon?
Asked Ostrich.
No, it just looks that way.
Stammered Dragon.
And besides, I'm not the dragon. I'm, someone else.
Dragon wondered how Ostrich knew it was him and that he was having a party. He decided it must have been a lucky guess. The element of surprise. Dragon was all ready for his surprise birthday party. Now, all he had to do was wait for his friends to come over, and boy, would they be surprised. His friends had no idea Dragon was throwing himself a surprise party. They were in for a big, big surprise once they arrived. Ooh, Dragon's friends still hadn't shown up for his surprise party. Because he'd forgotten to invite them. Dragon felt rather silly and immediately called his friends to invite them to his surprise party. Except, none of his friends were home. Dragon had put up decorations, and there was cake and ice cream in the fridge, and games and presents waiting. So he decided to have his birthday party anyway, all by himself. First, he would surprise himself as he came home. He turned out all the lights and went out the back door. He went around to the front door. It sure looked like no one was home.
Surprise!
Dragon was very surprised.
A party for me? I had no idea.
He giggled. And then Dragon had to take a quick time out and sit down, because he'd gotten himself a little overexcited. He'd take a break and then return to his wonderful party. Party time! Dragon's surprise birthday party was going quite well, even though he'd forgotten to invite his friends.
I can still have fun by myself. I can play games and eat cake and ice cream, and I have presents to open.
Dragon tried to decide what he was going to do first.
I'll put on my party hat
He shouted.
and play with a noisemaker. And play happy music.
Dragon played Find the Balloon.
Whoops.
Dragon found the balloons a little too well. Dragon played his favorite card game.
Not bad. But even better, I win!
Dragon then ate his cake and ice cream. And drank lots and lots of pickle and onion flavored root beer. He had tons and tons of energy. And And then Dragon took another time out because he was a little overexcited again. This was one great birthday party he was having.
Ooh.
Surprise, surprise. Dragon was really enjoying his surprise birthday party. It would have been even better if he'd remembered to invite his friends. But everyone makes a boo-boo now and again. It was time for Dragon to open the box of presents he'd bought for himself. He'd picked them out with his eyes closed, so he had no idea what they were. He was so excited, he couldn't wait. His first present was a brand new sock. His next present was a nice new mitten. And finally, his third present was a bottle of catsup. Dragon was very touched that he'd cared so much to get himself such nice things.
And maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll get the other sock and mitten next year.
Now that his presents were open, Dragon had fun playing with the box and wrapping paper.
Ooh.
Then suddenly, Dragon heard a knock at his back door.
Ooh. Who could that be?
He wondered. There was no one there. And then,
Yeah.
the door closed behind him.
I'll go in through the front door then.
It was as if someone else was in his house. And then Dragon noticed all the lights were off.
I'm sure I left them on. Ah!
Surprise!
It was Dragon's friends.
Happy birthday, Dragon!
They all shouted. Dragon had forgotten to invite his friends to his surprise birthday party. But they'd planned to have one for him anyway. Dragon's second surprise birthday party was even better than his first. And his friends had gotten him the other sock and mitten he'd wanted. He was a very happy dragon. Dragon's Snuffly Day. One day, Dragon was out in his yard, stretching and enjoying the sunshine, when he suddenly had a tickle in his nose. He felt like he was going to sneeze. But he didn't sneeze. Then it happened again. The tickle came back. He really had to sneeze. But the sneeze went away again. Dragon shrugged.
I guess my nose is playing tricks on me today. Oh dear. Excuse me.
Said Dragon. Dragon thought maybe he had gotten a cat hair up his nose, or perhaps a little bit of dust had caused the tickle. He gave his nose a good honk. He was pretty sure the sneezing would stop now. Meanwhile, Mail Mouse had heard Dragon sneezing. She was coming over to tell him.
Dragon? No. I think you're coming down with the snuffles. I think you're right.
snuffled Dragon. Getting comfy. Dragon had come down with a case of the snuffles.
I need to take care of myself.
Decided Dragon.
I should spend the day on my sofa.
First, he got his pillows and blanket from his bedroom. Dragon made his sofa nice and cozy. Because he was so snuffly, he'd need a box of tissues. A very big box,
I'll need a snack.
said Dragon.
Oh. Maybe a few snacks.
Dragon decided it was important to eat well when you have the snuffles.
I've got my pillows and blanket and tissues and snacks.
But he realized he needed more.
I need something to do while I'm getting over my snuffles.
Now Dragon had his favorite books and his best toys and his excellent rock collection. He would have plenty to do while he spent the day on his sofa. There was only one small problem. There was no room left on the sofa for Dragon. So Dragon did the most sensible thing. He decided to spend the day on the floor in front of the sofa getting better. He was still near all the things he needed to help with his snuffles. He was a very clever dragon. A little help from his friends. Dragon was spending the day by his sofa, taking care of his snuffles. Then, Male Mouse arrived to see how he was doing.
Male Mouse, am I ever glad to see you?
Why are you sitting here? You should be in bed.
She said.
Dragons with the snuffles need to nap.
Male Mouse tucked her dragon into bed and told him to have a good long nap.
It will make you feel much better.
So, Male Mouse headed off, happy that she had helped her friend Dragon.
Hello?
Just then, Ostrich arrived. She'd heard that Dragon had the snuffles, and she was there to help.
Oh. Hello? Dragon? Hello? Oh. Hello?
Dragon had just fallen asleep.
Oh, hello, Dragon. I'm here to help you with your snuffles. Dragon?
Is my nap over already?
Asked Dragon, a bit groggily. Ostrich explained that she was there to help Dragon get over his snuffles.
Oh, you shouldn't be lying in bed. You should be outside in the fresh air.
Ostrich told Dragon to get lots of fresh air. Then she happily shouted,
Ostrich, Ostrich has solved yet another problem.
Oh, maybe fresh air is just what I needed.
What are you doing out here? You should still be in bed, napping.
Male Mouse made Dragon go back to bed. Then Ostrich returned.
You should be outside in the fresh air.
Male Mouse said Dragon should be napping in bed. Ostrich said Dragon should be out in the fresh air. So, Dragon napped outside. That way, he was both in bed and getting fresh air. And both Male Mouse and Ostrich were happy. Breezy sneezes. Dragon had been fighting the Snuffles all day long. His friend Male Mouse had brought him a nice bowl of broccoli soup, and his friend Ostrich had brought him some nice peanut butter cookies.
Now I have a very yummy dinner.
He was about to enjoy his tasty peanut butter cookie and broccoli soup, but he was still quite sneezy. That was a bit of a problem. Dragon couldn't stop sneezing, and he couldn't enjoy his lunch since he blew it away every time he sneezed. Then Dragon had an idea. Sometimes Dragon was so clever he surprised even himself. Finally, after a long, snuffly day, it was bedtime. Dragon hoped he would be able to sleep. Even though he was still
Very sneezy.
snorfled Dragon.
At least Cat will be able to sleep. I'll just make the best of it, I suppose.
Said Dragon. He was just about to sneeze yet again when suddenly the tickling stopped. The tickling was gone. Dragon wouldn't be sneezing anymore.
You won't be needing these anymore.
Said Dragon. Now, Cat and Dragon would have a nice, quiet night. A special day. One day, Dragon was looking at his calendar to see when his next dentist's appointment was. He suddenly noticed there were lots of special days during the year. Special days for bunnies,
Ooh.
and special days for pumpkins,
Ahoo.
special days for hearts, and moms and dads.
But there doesn't seem to be a special day for dragons.
Dragon wondered what a special day for dragons would be like and decided to invent one. He declared tomorrow to be
Dragon's Day.
Dragon thought about special days and what makes them special.
I know there are special treats to eat on a special day. Dragon's Day will have yummy dragon treats.
So Dragon started to mix together all his favorite things to eat.
Oh.
He mixed together cornflakes and marshmallows and carrots and cheese and lots of catsup. His special dragon treat mix smelled scrumptious.
I wonder if I should taste it just to make sure.
Then Dragon stopped. He knew if he had a taste, he'd want more, and more, and more, and he'd eat up every last morsel of Dragon's Day treat, and there wouldn't be any left over for Dragon's Day.
Oh, no!
Now Dragon wouldn't be able to get into his fridge and eat the Dragon Day treats before Dragon's Day. Dragon was very happy. He'd figure out how he was going to get his lunch and dinner out of the fridge later. A little song, a little dance. Dragon had decided tomorrow would be Dragon's Day. He'd already mixed up a nice, tasty Dragon's Day treat.
Ooh, I wonder what kind of special decoration Dragon's Day should have.
He supposed he could use his pajamas as decoration, but that didn't seem very special. And while he had lots of dust bunnies, they didn't seem special enough either. Then Dragon found a bunch of blue ribbons. Blue ribbons would make the perfect Dragon's Day decoration.
Because they're blue, just like me.
Now he had decorations and treats. Dragon got to work creating a special Dragon's Day song.
My song.
Began Dragon.
Me, 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 me. Me, me, me.
He was all ready to sing.
Oh, dragon, 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 fiddle, faddle, fay. Dragon, 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 it's Dragon's special day.
Dragon was very happy. It was a very good song. And it mentioned dragons a lot. Dragon realized a special song should have a special dance, too. Dragon thought his dance should have a little shimmy, and a little chamois, and a little ha-cha-cha. And then he did them all together.
Oh, dragon, 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 fiddle, faddle, fay. Dragon, 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 it's Dragon's special day.
Dragon's Day was becoming better and better. Specializing. Dragon was very pleased with his new invention, Dragon's Day. He'd come up with treats, decorations, a song, and a dance. Dragon thought about what happened on special days. Some days you get presents or go to a special ceremony. Special days had special things going on. Dragon decided Dragon's Day needed special things going on, too. Dragon got himself some presents and hid them from himself, hoping he'd forget where he'd hidden them by tomorrow. Dragon decided to invite all his friends to celebrate Dragon's Day with him. So he made a batch of nice Dragon's Day cards and made sure he signed a special one for himself.
Ooh, Happy Dragon's Day, signed Dragon.
He gave Mail Mouse his Dragon's Day cards, plus a big box to deliver to Dragon tomorrow, on Dragon's Day. Soon, it was evening.
Dragon's Day Eve,
Said Dragon. Dragon could hardly wait till tomorrow. He was very, very excited. Because it was Dragon's Day Eve, Dragon flipped through the book he'd made for himself that afternoon, The Night Before Dragon's Day.
It was Dragon's Day Eve, and Dragon could hardly wait till Dragon's Day, which was tomorrow. The end.
It wasn't a long book, but it was a good book if Dragon said so himself.
Dragon could
He read it
hardly wait till Dragon
over and over again.
was tomorrow. The end.
It was finally bedtime. But Dragon was too excited to be sleepy. He couldn't wait till morning.
Oh, but if I go to sleep now, morning will come so much quicker.
Dragon decided to sleep on top of the covers. That way, when he woke up on Dragon's Day, he'd be out of bed that much sooner. He was all set for Dragon's Day.
I should have invented this day a long time ago.
Dragon's Day. Dragon had invented a special new day. He'd made special treats and decorations, and invented a new song and dance, all to celebrate
Dragon's Day! It's Dragon's Day!
First, Dragon searched the living room and found the presents he'd hidden there.
The Dragon's Day fairy was here.
Shouted Dragon. Then he found a very nice Dragon's Day card.
It's from me.
Dragon was a very thoughtful dragon. And Dragon was happy to see the large box he'd mailed to himself yesterday had arrived safely. Meanwhile, Beaver had received his Dragon's Day card.
Okay.
He'd never heard of Dragon's Day before, but he was delighted to be invited to a Dragon's Day party.
Oh!
Ostrich had never heard of Dragon's Day either, but she always liked going to parties. All his friends had received their Dragon's Day cards and their invitations to the Dragon's Day party. Once everyone had arrived, Dragon opened up the big box he'd mailed himself. Dragon and his friends put on their dragon-colored Dragon's Day ribbons.
All right.
Looking good. Okay.
They all tried some of Dragon's special Dragon's Day treat. His friends searched for the goodies the Dragon's Day fairy had left them.
Wow.
Whoa!
Dragon taught his friends the special Dragon's Day song and dance.
Oh, dragon, 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 fiddle, faddle, fay. Dragon, 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 it's Dragon Special Day.
One, two, three, four.
Oh, dragon, 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 fiddle, faddle, fay. Dragon, 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 it's Dragon Special Day. Oh, dragon, 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 fiddle, faddle, fay. Dragon, 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 it's Dragon Special Day.
Dragon was very happy he had invented Dragon's Day. Now he couldn't wait to invent Ostrich's Day, and Mail Mouse's Day, and Beaver's Day, and Alligator's Day.
Dragon, 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 fiddle, faddle, fay. Dragon, 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 it's Dragon Special
bacon mad. It was Valentine's Day, and Dragon had decided to do something very special for his friends. He was baking each one of them a yummy Valentine's Day cookie.
These are going to be the yummiest Valentine's Day cookies ever made,
said Dragon happily. He could hardly wait for the cookies to be ready. In fact, the smell of the baking cookies was so yummy, Dragon couldn't think about anything else.
Cookies.
Sighed Dragon.
Ooh.
But the cookies weren't ready yet. And besides, they weren't for him. They were meant to be presents. But they smelled so good. Dragon decided he would wait upstairs in his bedroom, where he wouldn't be able to smell the baking cookies.
Oh. Uh-oh.
But the yummy smell had made it upstairs.
Cookies.
But the cookies weren't ready. And besides, they weren't for Dragon. They were for his friend,
If only I couldn't smell them,
said Dragon. So Dragon stuffed his blanket under the door so the yummy smell couldn't get into the bedroom. He opened the window to let the nice outdoorsy smells inside. Then he covered his nostrils with his hands, closed his eyes, and hummed really loudly. Now he'd be able to think about something other than cookies. Except his hands smelled just like yummy cookie dough. The Cookie Crumbles. Dragon was waiting for the special Valentine's Day cookies he was baking to be ready. Their yummy smell was making him very hungry. He'd already licked the bowl 4 times.
These cookies are for my friends, not me.
He said, promising not to eat any.
Cookies!
Dragon reminded himself that the cookies were meant to be presents. Dragon put the special Valentine's Day cookies on a plate to cool. Then he spotted a crumb on the table. Surely it would be okay to eat a tiny crumb. And whatever other crumbs might fall off the plate. And then he noticed. One of the cookies didn't look as much like a heart as the others.
I can't give a friend a lopsided cookie.
So, he ate it. Of course, this meant Dragon now only had 3 cookies for his 4 friends.
1, 2.
So, he broke one of the cookies into 2 pieces. Now he had 2 whole cookies and 2 halves of a cookie. That didn't seem fair. So, he broke one of the other cookies into 2 pieces and ate the remaining whole cookie. Now he had 4 pieces to give to his 4 friends. Except he hadn't broken one of the cookies into 2 pieces of the same size. One piece was much bigger.
And that's not fair.
So Dragon broke off a little piece of the big piece to make it the same size as the smaller piece. Now it looked like he had 4 pieces of cookies that were all the same size. Except
The cookie pieces didn't look like hearts anymore. They looked like broken cookies. Dragon couldn't give his friends broken cookies.
So he ate the broken cookies. Dragon knew his friends would understand. He'd make more cookies later. Bringing singing. Since it was Valentine's Day, Dragon waited by his mailbox, hoping he might get a Valentine's Day card or two. The day before, he'd mailed cards to all his friends. And then he spotted Mail Mouse.
Happy Valentine's Day, Dragon.
She said.
Happy Valentine's Day.
He happily replied. She had very nice cards from all his friends. Well, almost all his friends.
I have something a bit different for you from Ostrich. It's a singing telegram.
For me? What's a singing telegram?
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Happy day. It's Valentine's Day.
Dragon liked his singing telegram very much. He liked it so much, he asked if he could hear it again.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Happy day. It's Valentine's Day.
Maybe one more time?
Asked Dragon.
Oh.
After a while, it got too cold to stay outside, so Dragon invited Mail Mouse into his house to get warm and to sing his singing telegram a bit more. Dragon even worked up a little dance to go with his singing telegram.
Happy day. It's Valentine's Day.
Mail Mouse was glad Dragon was enjoying the singing telegram, but she really had to get back to delivering the mail. Dragon understood. Mail Mouse had other valentines and telegrams to deliver.
But I'm going to miss that song.
He sighed.
Oh. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Happy day. It's Valentine's Day.
Dragon had heard his singing telegram so many times, he knew the song by heart now.
Plus, I have a dance to go with it.
Smiled Dragon.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Happy day. It's Valentine's Day.
Love is all around. Dragon's friends had sent him very nice Valentine's Day cards, and Ostrich even sent a singing telegram. Dragon had sent them each a very nice card, too.
But I want to do something really special for my friends this Valentine's Day.
Said Dragon. He'd tried to bake his friends some nice yummy cookies, but that didn't quite work out. So Dragon decided to write a special Valentine's Day poem for his friends.
To Mail Mouse, Beaver, Ostrich, and Alligator, I send you all a lot of...
Except poems have words that rhyme, and Dragon couldn't think of a word that rhymed with alligator.
So he tried something different.
To Mail Mouse, Beaver, Alligator, and Ostrich.
But he couldn't think of a word that rhymed with ostrich either. Or Mail Mouse. Dragon decided to dress up as Cupid to surprise his friends. But
but his arrow got stuck to the floor. Finally, Dragon figured out how he could show his friends how much he loved them. He got his rock collection. He started to carefully arrange the rocks on the ground. Then he picked as many red spring flowers as he could find and carefully placed them inside the rocks. He'd found the perfect way to say to all his friends and to all the creatures in the world and to you,
Happy Valentine's Day.